It's the weekly breakdown.
Hi.
Tyler, Keith, Sam, Frank.
Aye.
I also don't know what number this is.
Last one I have here is 170.
7.
No,
That's past that. Yep.
Definitely past that.
We could just start season 2.
Season 2, episode 1.
Yeah, this is season 2. There's a whole bunch to talk about. We're going to talk about Google Stadia. PlayStation's about to have a Nintendo Direct. And a whole bunch of other things.
I like the way you word it.
Sony's about to have a Nintendo Direct.
Yeah. Nintendo had a Nintendo Direct.
Yeah, talk about they announced some stuff.
Yeah. Some smaller stuffs.
I think it's... Did they call this one their Nindie Showcase?
They did.
It was an indie showcase, yeah. You nin.
We saw the movie Us. We reviewed it. Check that out.
If it...
Yes.
We're keen on that sort of thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
But overall, I think we all liked it, so go hear more of our thoughts in that review.
Definitely.
It was good. There's some other things we're going to talk about as well. So let's get into it. Google Stadia is announced.
Get right
into the news. I knew we were going with that.
Google is officially entering the video game space in a lot bigger way than they have been. So Stadia is their streaming service, and basically, I mean, there's so many unknowns with this, but basically you will be streaming games. You can do them, stream them on a lot of different devices, but it will be in a Google Chrome browser sort of thing. It's something you can do on PC. They have all these data centers, 10.7 teraflops of power you can get.
I guess if that's an accurate number, that's more than what the current consoles can do combined, but it's like, okay.
Yeah. There's a new controller for it. This controller kind of looks a lot like the Switch Pro controller. One thing it has is a Google Assistant button, and also has a kind of a share button that will literally just save the state of your game. So,
okay.
Interesting. There's going to be a lot of integration with YouTube. You can kind of have lobbies, have people play with you, or set up certain kind of weird instances of games. You can also see a trailer and go, I want to play this game, and boom, now you're playing this game.
Oh, okay.
It'll have cross-platform play. Okay. They didn't really announce a ton of games, but they did say that they have started a new games and entertainment division, which will have exclusives. That is being headed up by Jade Raymond. It's supposed to come out in 2019. No word on how much it'll cost. But they went on a whole lot about how this is a streaming service for everybody. We'll see. We will see, sir.
I don't know how much I buy into all this. I mean, mostly just because, again, it's one of those things where once you start doing the streaming stuff, it lives or die. You live or die by internet connection. Like, it's different than watching a YouTube video. YouTube video, you can just hit play. It doesn't matter if there's latency. Whereas if there's any sort of latency because of streaming, then that's just gonna make games unplayable.
Like, an issue watching something, I mean, is annoying, but any sort of lag or latency playing a video game can really damper the experience because you're actually interacting with it, you know? So, that was my fucking dryer. That could be a very big deal. So, the true test for Stadia to me is, does it work for, like, us? Yeah. You know what I mean? Because the internet's fine around here, but it's not the best. You know? It's not the fastest in the world. So, like, will it work on Frank's computer where you live right now?
Probably not.
Oh, no. If it does work, how well does it work too?
Yeah.
You know?
And what kind of games am I actually going to be able to play?
That's an interesting distinction. It probably will work on some capacity, just not.
I'll just have to play turn-based games. That's all I'll be able to do.
Man, you know.
But they had a really slick presentation of it. the dude was playing on a laptop, and then he's like, okay, I want to go play Assassin's Creed Odyssey on my phone. Now he's playing on the phone. It swapped over in like 5 seconds. It was pretty crazy. And then he went to a low-end PC, and they were like, oh, this is the lowest-end PC we could find. I'm like, but you're still in San Francisco, which has fucking great internet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Who
knows?
Go to like
Idaho.
I was like,
No offense to Idaho.
Go to someplace
not-
remote and try it.
I'm not saying it can't work, but there's just... And there is test cases out there, people saying that, yeah, it worked during their Project Stream test that they ran towards the end of last year. You know, but on a wide scale, how much does it work? The other thing I'll say is the whole thing about teraflops. Who gives a flying fuck? Because it's fucking data centers. It's the cloud. Like, of course you're going to have more power than this box that was built to play stuff. It's dedicated to that. It's a big difference. It's stupid. It's a stupid fucking talking point. And it just drives me nuts going to every website, and that's like a headline. Like, are you fucking serious? Stupid.
I mean, it is an attention-grabbing headline when you put that it's more powerful than an Xbox and a PS4 combined. I'm like, okay. But, like, it doesn't mean anything.
The thing about that is, like, no one's going to really utilize that if they're trying to develop games across all platforms. That's only going to matter for the biggest of biggest AAA games exclusive to their platform. Mm-hmm. And until we see what that looks like, there's no way to even know what that means from what a game looks like and what a game can do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and not all games will need to use that.
Yeah,
10.7.
Yeah.
Now, that also raises questions of like the business side of things. Like, does business change with between Google and developers depending on how demanding their game is, because games will be running on their data centers.
Yeah.
If your game is super taxing, that's like more resources they have to allocate to running your game.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey.
Yeah. There's a lot of weird things with it. What do you think?
I see it like right now being kind of similar to when like VR was sort of becoming a thing. Like Frank pointed out, like, not all games are going to be essentially developed, like, to take advantage of all this. The same with, like, VR. It's going to be for, people, or some people are going to get behind it, and there are going to be some cool things, but it really depends on the games made for this, which we don't know what that's really going to be yet. Uh-huh. So it's kind of... The two things that would sort of concern me is, what if their games aren't exactly shaping up?
They're exclusive games?
Yeah. And then, like we see now with a big controversy to people on PC is, like, what the Epic Game Store is doing, going out and, like, paying and throwing money and resources to get exclusives. I don't know if they would, like, there are some games out there I know, like Cyberpunk, there's no amount of money they could probably pay CD Projekt Red to become an exclusive, but
because CD Projekt Red has their own.
Yeah, but hey, buying up studios, like, we're going to buy this or we're going to buy that to get better first party things.
What's more surprising to me is that Google is doing this all on their own, and they didn't just go out and buy an established platform, because that would
they're probably going to make
work
that
from there.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope they don't go out and just kind of... Because Google has a lot of resources at their disposal. I hope they just don't go out and try to muscle it and throw resources. And the second thing is that, like, Google doesn't have the best history with, like, respecting people's privacy and things like that. So I'm not I'm not too high on that.
Yeah. I totally agree with you on a lot of those things, and I could be on board with streaming video games, but there's just so much. It's totally different than streaming music and movies and TV shows.
And it feels a little bit dirty because it is Google. Because they are the ones who are... Most sites that you're going on, Google's the one that has all the data that's running the ads for you. So it's like... Google has its tendrils in so many different things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And now it's going out to games. And I'm just not sure how I feel about that.
Yeah.
I think they... If like, streaming kind of becomes a thing, which... reports are that Microsoft's next Xbox thing is going to be like geared towards streaming or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see how that goes. Or if Sony does that with like the PS5 or whatever they might call it, I would be more likely to put my foot in the door with that rather than like Google's their first attempt at something. I'm like, I don't know.
Me too. And also, like, I would be more okay with going into a PlayStation or Xbox ecosystem because I've been there for a while.
Yeah.
You guys are there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, it just...
It's like it's starting new again.
Doesn't,
I'm like, I don't want to do that.
It doesn't feel as weird. Granted, they're all big mega corporations, but
yeah,
still.
But as
Google
far
does
as
feel
that goes, there's still like sort of a level of maybe not trust, but sort of trust with like Sony or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, unless they get hacked.
Yeah,
it has happened in a while.
Yeah.
At least I haven't heard.
Here's the thing:
we got good first party games.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So forget all the hacking. That's what's part 2.
I do want to try it, whether it's Google or Microsoft or whatever. I do want to see if it works, because to me it is a mind-blowing fucking thing to see Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which is a pretty graphically intense game, just being run on a Google Chrome browser. I'm like, this is insane.
Yeah.
So, and another thing is price. Like, how does this work? Are you buying games?
It's got to be subscription based, like Netflix or anything. I just don't see it being like. Yeah, I don't see that.
But then, how much is that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be.
I could see it being like. And
how much is going to be on the store? Like, how much? If you're paying a subscription service, do a lot of these third parties want to put their brand new games on this service? Also, how is Google paying developers or publishers or whatever? It's weird. There's so much with pricing that they just said nothing about, like literally at all, and they're dodging all the questions when asked. But then, like, it has to be some sort of subscription service, or because they showed that YouTube video, and they're like, you want to play Assassin's Creed Odyssey? Hit play now. Boom, you're playing it like instantly. Like, it has, your YouTube account almost has to be tied to your Google Stadia account, because how the fuck is that going to work?
And then also, I think I also would say that because like the thing with like I get worried about with streaming and like games is that how much is it going to cost, and then in that case, what will they do to keep costs down? Like, the thing I think would break it for me is that if it was like, oh yeah, don't worry, it's like super cheap, but then like just like everything else Google, there's ads.
Yeah, like, all your loading screens are ads.
You pay for the premium version.
Yeah, see, I ain't about that. Yeah. Like that I don't care how good it is, that'll break it for me.
But then there's also like there's places where there's internet caps, like data caps.
Yeah, it's
like streaming a video game, especially if they can get up to 4K. That'll just destroy your cap very fucking fast. Very fast, which that could be a big issue.
And also, if a game is super popular, do you have to wait in a queue to play it?
Oh, no.
If their data centers are super busy because a game blows up and is super popular?
Yeah. Like, say a game comes out, like Apex Legends, that was super popular very fast. Like, how much does that affect being able to play it? I don't know.
It kind of reminds me of Microsoft when the Xbox One was coming out, and they were sort of like, their mind was like everyone is as far into the future as we are, with being online all the time and everything. But then turns out people like weren't. Yeah. It's like I know they kind of want to push everything forward, but
you gotta take your time. Like,
you do have to know like your customer base, like it is a product that you're selling.
Like, that's sort of like thing that, like, again, if the rumors are true, which I mean they're almost undoubtedly true about Microsoft's like next consoles. It's like there is a disc version for it's like you want this, and then there's like, you want to go all in, here it is.
Yeah,
it's cheaper, and that's how you get people to.
They did say that there was going to be more coming out this summer. They didn't deny that they were going to be at E3, but I don't think they will be at E3. But they did say there was more information about everything coming this summer.
Yeah, dude, I want them to be at E3 so bad. Especially, there's a lot of time open on Monday now because Sony's not there.
Yeah.
EA's not doing it.
Imagine if like Microsoft goes on Sunday and then Google goes on Monday. They just go after each other. That'd be fucking awesome. I love the email that apparently leaked from Phil Spencer that he sent to their team after Google's thing. He's like, we're going big at E3, and it's only a few more months. And what Google showed, none of it was surprising at all to them. And the only thing he really acknowledged was like, it's cool how they're integrating with YouTube and Google Stadia together.
And, I mean, they're probably doing the same thing.
Maybe they should divert some resources to fixing YouTube.
And Microsoft has Cyberpunk, so they're not worried at all.
Also, it's like, I think, it's like Microsoft's like, yeah, that's cute.
Microsoft might have some fucking games this year. Who knows?
I was gonna say they've got. I mean,
well, yeah. I mean, I think on their stage they certainly will, because a lot of the third parties that would have maybe
are gonna.
Sony,
they're gonna go to. Yeah,
they might want to go with Xbox.
You know,
they're definitely gonna. I think they're gonna pull kind of a Sony, and there are gonna be some games like Gears 5. They're gonna show off like, that's coming out this year. But then there's gonna be like, oh yeah, like. They're going to have their God of War. Like, this is going to be out in, like, 3 or 4 years, but...
Also, again, probably... I mean, I think they confirmed that Halo Infinite's going to be there, and it's just like, boom, here's Halo Infinite. Here's how awesome this game is that you're going to get. Here's...
and Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk. All these other developers that, that we bought and we've created over the last couple of years, here's what they're working on. And this might not come out now, but just look at all these games.
Yeah.
And Forza is getting a new car.
And they drop it from the sky.
Yeah. Or they bring it up from the floor.
Or you know what? No, it comes out of the screen.
Yeah. Or they show the doppelganger of the car.
Oh.
Yeah. Wow. And then they bring out the real car.
Two things.
But it turns out...
What if they just wheeled out like a fucking golf cart? This is going to be the new thing in Forza, golf carts. Or what if they had like a real life demonstration for Battlefield like Firestorm, where like the environment was all destructible because it's real life, and they just come in like tanks and shit. It's like Phil Spencer comes on stage in a tank, and then he like gets out, and it takes like 5 minutes for him to get out and like climb off, and it's all awkward. Then he just walks up. So like gamers like tanks.
And then when he comes back out later, he'll open up the Blazer and it'll be a graphic tee with a tank on it.
And him. It's like with the tank on it, but also him getting like climbing out of the tank too on his shirt.
Jesus Christ, God!
What if he came on like a big hand like this on his shirt?
Oh God!
Like one of those those big like green Hulk gloves, but this one like this. It's called the gamer glove.
You were gonna say?
What's
Gamers told us that they like tanks. So Microsoft this year.
So
we're going to be introducing
coming to Forza Horizon
20% more tanks in every game. Halo, we have tanks. Gears, tanks.
Forza tanks.
Tank.
Cyberpunk, tanks.
Tanks.
Also, the tank has to be the Scorpion from Halo.
Oh yeah, it has to be like 100%.
E3 is going to be hyped.
Coming to Xbox this year, World of Tanks 2. Yeah. This time with 300% more tank power in our game.
Powered by the cloud, the tanks.
The tank cloud
can blow up better than ever.
Yeah, you can blow up clouds. That's the next battle. You can shoot
clouds
and blow up clouds. All right. Wow. That's great.
What I was going to say, there's
about tanks.
Yeah, there's potential in Google Stadia. I mean, there's a ton of unknowns.
That's what the actual thing we're talking about.
But I think the rumored route that Microsoft is going with still having a box and having a streaming box is probably the way to go right now. It's like what Microsoft was trying to push with a more digital future. Like, eventually, video games kind of got there. A lot of people buy games digitally now. Yeah. And it's a very acceptable way to buy games. And some people totally prefer that. Video game players as a whole just was not ready for that big of a jump that quickly yet.
Yeah.
And streaming might be the same way. I have no doubt in my mind that streaming could be way more acceptable in video games in 5 years.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I think more so than like anything, I think Microsoft just gets it right now. Like, I mean, because they're like, the one thing that they're doing is
because they have to.
Because
they have no other option.
They have no other option, but like they're doing the thing with like the iPhone payment plan with like Xboxes now, where you can, or have they started that yet? I don't know.
I mean, yeah, it's been going on for a while.
Yeah.
But like, so it's like, especially when new consoles come around, like
There is
I might hop the fuck on.
There is no confirmation that that's going to be a thing when the new consoles come out. That they'll continue that, but I think it's a smart idea for them.
It's smart. That it gets more hardware out there, and you'll get your money in.
It's another option for a consumer to jump into the Xbox ecosystem.
Yeah, it's also like the thing of like when your phones. If you don't pay off your phone, you have to pay off your phone before you can get a new one. If you want to trade in for the new model, so it's like you get your money in the end. Like man,
I also think. For better and for worse, because we'll see how it happens, and it could be a little too much. I also think Microsoft's conference at E3 this year is one of the most hyped conferences in a long time at E3. A really long time. And they could not get to that level. They could not. They could totally miss the mark, maybe. I don't know if they will. But just because Sony isn't there, they're talking about the next consoles and streaming. They got all these new studios. Like, there's a lot riding on. I feel like that has been the case for Microsoft every single year.
They step
up.
like
They usually pull it off really well at E3, but this year is gonna be a banger.
Crackdown 3 came out.
It did.
Yeah.
It did. Apparently, it's not that great.
Apparently, the multiplayer is already not a thing anymore.
Yeah.
The thing that they
in case anyone forgot, Crackdown 3 came out.
Yeah. Moving on to new stuff. Sony announces a State of Play live stream and will announce new video games March 25th, which is a Monday.
Like
5 p.m. Eastern?
It's coming Monday.
Yes.
Yes.
So
what do they say? The
next
blog
Horizon game, Horizon 1 Dawn.
The blog details that the first State of Play episode will show new trailers, footage, and game announcements for both PlayStation 4 and PlayStation VR games. Basically a Nintendo Direct.
Notice how they didn't say PlayStation 5. Look into it.
Yeah.
Illuminati.
I mean, what do you guys think? Whoa.
It's not
could be
big.
I mean,
I want to lean on that side.
I don't think there's going to be there's not going to be anything.
It's one last push to try to sell Days Gone.
I was going to say I don't think there's anything new. Maybe one or two things, but it'll be like
when you say new, what do you mean?
I mean like
of significance.
Yeah, like say of significance. Like no, there's not. I mean, I think again that these last couple of exclusives. I mean, they're obviously going to be the last ones on the console. But like, I don't think there's going to be anything groundbreaking. Like, I don't think they're going to announce anything. It just seems like a weird thing to talk about it and to announce it within a week beforehand. For there to be like, yeah, we're gonna talk about the PlayStation 5 or whatever the next generation of PlayStation consoles. Like you know what I mean? Like I just feel like it's gonna be, yeah, we're gonna talk about Days Gone a little bit. We're gonna talk here's some more stuff from other games. Death Stranding. Here's some stuff like that.
Yeah, maybe a more firm date on when the Dreams, creators beta or whatever starts.
They said it was coming out in March. Yeah. It kind of has to come out like the next day after.
Maybe a date for that.
It comes out today.
I think there'll be third-party and indie announcements for sure.
A couple PSVR things, maybe.
Yeah, definitely. Do we see any of the big 3 exclusives that are left?
No.
Do we see
Ghost of
any
Tsushima, I want to see more of any of them.
It's not a question of want. Is it going to happen? It's not a question of want. I think, man. I really don't know. Maybe like nothing brand new.
Yeah, there's no unannounced first party thing.
Well, I mean, like
just come out.
I'm trying to think of what I mean by that. Like,
yeah, they're not announcing any new.
Not even like any like new like substantial amounts, like either
3.
Gameplay or release dates. Maybe a date or like a window for some of these games, or maybe like a short trailer, but nothing like, oh look, Joel is alive in The Last of Us Part 2.
Uncharted 5.
Yeah, Uncharted 5.
Yeah, I could see them showing off Medieval remake.
Yeah, because that's supposed to come out.
That's something I can see happening.
The Crash Team Racing, or the Crash game, smaller things like that. Yeah, I think they might have like one. The way I feel like PlayStation would do it is they would talk about a bunch of little things, and then they'll have like a featured thing with each sort of
Oh, they'll show off
State of
the
Play.
MLB The Show because that's coming
I think
out
you were
soon.
right about like Days of Gone. Days
Days
Gone.
of Gone.
Days of
I was thinking State of Play or whatever. Days of Gone. Yeah, they're gonna show off like maybe like a final, some stuff about it because like apparently that game, from what it was being covered, like when it was being covered like a year or two ago, apparently a number of things have changed in it. Not like the whole game or anything, but a number of like things that the media was given access to, like play through this area, play through that area. Apparently, a lot of things have changed. So
recent previews have made it sound like, hey, it's a perfectly alright game.
Yeah. Still can't believe they ended on that like a few years ago at E3.
No, I really feel like they might have ended on that because they might have thought it would be out a little bit sooner than it was.
Yeah.
Than it's going to be. I mean, holy
I
shit.
still buy into that sort of rumor that they
rumor
were going to
about Red
end on Red Dead, but then it was just after that there was like a shooting or something. I don't know if it was the Orlando shooting. I think that was it.
Yeah.
And like the sequence that they wanted to show was like shooting up a bar or something like that. And yeah, I still feel like that's possible.
Yeah.
Probably not true, but
It was a
it's
weird
possible.
ending.
It was aliens.
Yeah, I'm excited. I thought that Sony would have a very more quiet year, and they still might. But I just thought we wouldn't see anything.
I mean, they haven't given any kind of indication on how long this thing's going to be, so who knows? It could be like a 10-minute thing,
Yeah, which is interesting, because when Nintendo says, hey, we got a Direct, they'll be like, there's 40 minutes of games coming.
I think,
to you,
but they didn't
you know?
always do that, though. I don't think they did that
That's
at
true.
the beginning of the Direct.
I think they started doing that because people's expectations
because it
got
would vary
wildly out
so
of
much.
control.
Like, their Direct in length would
It'd be
vary
like,
so
it'd be like
much.
15 minutes, and then be like, here's like an hour. We're just going to talk about games for an hour.
Yeah. So we'll see. Lots of fucking things happening right now. Speaking of presentations, Nintendo had a little Nindies Direct showcase this past week where they showed off 16 indie games coming out to the Switch. Some of them are pretty neat looking.
I didn't watch it. Was Doug Bowser in it at all?
No, he wasn't. He wasn't.
Man.
Um,
He was off in a castle somewhere.
I don't remember their names, but very nice people hosted this. They just seemed like very, very nice people.
Very nice people.
You know?
They look
I
like
don't know
they
what
work
that's
for
supposed to mean.
Nintendo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that family-friendly company.
Yeah. Like, they look like the kind of people that if there was a spider on the floor, they would just trap the spider and take it outside instead of killing it. You know what I mean? Like, you get the live spider. You know
How many
spider.
people was it?
Just 2.
Were they both guys?
No.
Okay. Are they both women?
No.
Oh, diversity.
Guy and gal.
Wow.
Crazy world we're living in.
Yeah.
When a guy and a girl are giving Nintendo Direct, I will not stand for it.
No.
Getting into it, they started it off with a pretty big announcement of Cuphead is coming to the Switch April 18th.
Mm-hmm.
Which, yeah.
Yeah, a big...
That's Anal Sex Day.
What?
April 18th.
What?
That's Anal Sex Day.
I'll trust you on that one.
All
I'll
right.
trust you on that one.
Alrighty.
Don't ask me how I know. But no, sorry. Anyway. Unofficially.
Unofficially.
It's from a comedian years ago that made a joke about it, and then it's pretty much unofficially April 18th.
Cuphead
Anal
is
Sex Day.
coming out April 18th with the Anal Sex Day DLC.
Anal Sex Edition.
As a pre-order exclusive.
Pre-order exclusive.
But yeah, I mean, I think Cuphead on
big.
Switch is perfect, and it's also just weird because they literally, in their direct or in their presentation, they said, "Thanks to our friends at Microsoft,
I mean,
Cuphead's coming." to
isn't
the
it basically
Switch."
just like confirmation that all the stuff that they talk about Xbox Live is probably going to happen?
Maybe.
Switch. I mean, I felt like that was going to happen anyway.
There will be Xbox Live features in the Switch version of Cuphead eventually. They did say that.
Yeah. So I mean,
Crazy.
that's wow.
But Cuphead on Switch is pretty fucking perfect.
Yeah.
It's awesome. So, yeah. Let's see, what else? There's a squad-focused turn-based strategy game called Overland coming this fall. Madcap has a 2D shooter called My Friend Pedro, which comes out in June. This game looks fucking rad.
Yeah, we've been seeing this for a little over a year now, I think.
Yeah. Basically, you're a guy that's just fucking doing all sorts of twists and maneuvers, and you can slow down time, and you're just murdering everybody. And it's like 2D. It looks so cool. It looks so fucking awesome. There's a narrative driving game called Neocab coming out this summer. Red Lantern, which is a narrative game about surviving the Iditarod. Iditarod, sure. With a team of sled dogs. This trailer made me very sad because the dogs get murdered by a bear. That's not cool.
Wow.
They're like your dogs. Like you're on a fucking sled and you're exploring,
Is it a
trying
bear
to survive
attack?
and stuff. It was a sad trailer. Don't watch that trailer if you don't like dogs getting hurt. There's a popular PC horror game about surviving the dark woods while a disease destroys the world called Darkwood. It's coming out. Katana Zero, which was like a 2D side-scroller thing that was very fast-paced. Just killing a lot of dudes real fast. Alright. Let's see what else. Double Fine announced a new game. It's called Rad.
Rad.
And it's a roguelite action game about rescuing the world after it has been ended twice.
Double apocalypse,
Rad.
man.
Yeah. I mean, it looked goofy, for sure.
It's Double Fine. What do you expect?
Vlambeer is bringing a lot of their games to the Switch, like Nuclear Throne, Super Crate Box, and then they also have some arcade thing that's happening. Let's see what else. This one I thought was goofy. There's an underwater multiplayer shooter called Swim Sanity coming to the Switch. Blaster Master Zero 2 is happening. Stranger Things 3, the game is happening, which I still think looks awful.
Oh, it
That's
does.
just me. And then finally they ended on a Krypton and Necrodancer style game that's Nintendo themed, and it's called The Cadence of Hyrule. So Krypton and Necrodancer is a kind of a rhythm-based action game in a way. It looks interesting. I never played that game, but at least this Zelda version it looks interesting. And also Nintendo giving a property like Zelda to an indie team is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I think that's a pretty big deal. You know, it's one thing for them to give Mario to Ubisoft. Ubisoft's a big studio.
Yeah.
They do, huge games.
But
Been around for a
also
while.
give Mario a gun. Like, that was...
Yeah. Yeah. But to give Zelda to an indie team, I think that's awesome. The game looks pretty cool, too. So, Switch,
Switch
great,
got some-
it's a great
Switch
home
got
for
some-
indie games.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. It's cool to see Nintendo really investing in them. Because I feel like Nintendo, they started to realize that with the Wii U, but the Wii U is just not there. But they started to realize, like, hey, we're never going to get the third-party support that these other guys are going to get. We really need to invest in these guys.
Yeah.
To always have something to play on their system. It's good. Alrighty. Speaking of Stranger Things, we got a third trailer. Or a
Yeah.
trailer for the third season.
Yeah, good
Coming
shit.
out July 4th. It looks interesting for sure.
Yeah, there's a time jump, which kind of makes sense because all the kid
Puberty.
actors are like puberty and all that stuff. They don't show too much, which I'm glad for. Yeah, they don't spoil too much of the plot at all, which I'm glad. Like they really only show like one creature towards the end, which it looks cool. It's got what's his face, Carrie Eulas, which is the dude from Robin Hood Men in Tights and The Princess Bride. He plays like the mayor or something, which is cool. Just looks nice. Hopper's got a sweet walrus mustache going on, which I'm all for.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah. I think it's just another one of those nice trailers that gets you intrigued for what's about to happen, but doesn't really spoil anything. Because that's another show that just really don't want to be spoiled on anything about.
Yeah.
I like the setting too, just being in a little bit of a different time,
Summer.
or at least different
Season. It's like in the summer.
It's actually July 4th, which is cool. Just because the other seasons were
Like in
still
the
the
fall.
same season, so different aesthetics I think could work really well for the show. Yeah. I mean, towards the end, there was a bunch of, like, rapid-fire stuff.
Yeah.
And if you really slow that down and take a look at every scene, there's, like, some really just kind of head-scratchers of, like, I wonder what that is, or what's going to happen that leads to that. I mean, cool stuff.
Yeah, lots of cool stuff. I'm excited. I am excited.
Yeah, I saw someone say that they are putting this show out weekly.
No.
And I'm like, Netflix has been fucking around with that for certain shows. I feel like that doesn't work.
This is
well
not the
for
show to
Stranger
do
Things.
that.
People love binging the fuck out of Stranger Things.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's how I watched the first season.
I watched season 2 in like a day.
Yeah, I watched first 5 or 6 episodes of this show really fast, you know.
Yeah.
Second season watched pretty quickly too. It's a show that's built for that in a way, and it's I don't know.
Yeah.
I just was
I need to rewatch that show again. I mean, I did just do it like 6 months ago, but I probably should again just before. Cause, I mean, it's just a great show, and I mean, it's not like a 17 episode commitment, so it's not like it's that huge of a commitment in the long run. So,
yeah. Speaking of other trailers, we got a pretty cool gameplay trailer for Battlefield 5's Firestorm mode, which I believe comes out on Monday, the 25th. I saw of March.
Yeah, sometime this upcoming week, I believe.
So this is Battlefield 5's Battle Royale mode, and it had some very interesting aspects to it. I think mostly with the ability to stealth kill, the vehicles, and the destruction all make it seem interesting. Like, Call of Duty Blackout has the vehicles, but there's not really the destruction aspect.
yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't just blow a fucking house open just to take some dudes out. You know? You're usually just on those vehicles to get from one point to another, not actually using them. I don't even know. I don't even think you could really... You can't shoot anything from the helicopters besides your own guns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it's cool that they're incorporating... You know, that's a major aspect
style
of Battlefield, pulling that in to the Battle Royale. My only concern with this is they're saying the map is 10 times larger than whatever fuck map is in Battlefield 5. Usually those maps are huge in Battlefield, and then there's only 64 players in this.
Yeah.
So how... Now, I know there's vehicles, you can travel quicker, but how empty might it feel?
Yeah, take the tractor, man. You'll get there in no time.
Yeah. But also an emptiness at times is something that makes a Battle Royale mode fun. Just that intensity.
Yeah, I like that. I like to occasionally have
there
the
could be
time,
somebody around.
Mm-hmm.
like having the time to take a sip of my coffee before getting sniped.
Yeah.
Because that's what Battlefield Battle Royale is going to be a lot of. It's going to be a lot of sniping because Battlefield is known for its long distance engagement with its sniper rifles and its ballistics. I'm interested to see how that works when they do a battle royale. Although they have done 64 players on a map before, this isn't anything new on that front.
Yeah, it's
just that the map is bigger.
Yeah.
Right.
Looks cool. I mean, the actual ring that they is cool because it's actual a ring of fire.
Uh-huh.
And destroys stuff, so it's you can't hide in the building. Yeah.
It's a real shame they didn't use that song.
Maybe I should have, but
yeah,
I think it looks kind of cool. I would almost think about playing it if I was even close to wanting to support EA with anything right now. After Anthem, I don't want to support EA for a long time.
Yeah, and it's also just weird that just the timing of this mode is strange because they have Apex Legends now, so they're
just
literally
released their
completing.
battle pass this week.
It's almost like this should have been released at launch.
what?
Yeah,
It'd be crazy.
it's almost like they should have delayed the game until this was in.
Or maybe they should just take a break.
It's
from Battlefield.
It's like they should have actually make the game that they want instead of being let's half-ass do a single player and then put off the battle royale mode.
Yeah.
Just make the fucking games you want to make. If you don't want to do single player, fine. Don't fucking do single player, EA. Just fucking make games you actually want to make.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's gotta be live service though.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You don't
Because
need
that's what's working for EA right now.
It's
You know
live
what I'm
service
saying?
games, yeah.
There's one thing that EA's got going on for it. It's live service. So
Yeah.
I understand why they're sticking to it.
live service.
I
What?
mean, have you seen
Yeah.
FIFA Ultimate Team, Madden Ultimate Team?
No, I don't like Ultimate Team. Fuck
But they do
Ultimate Team.
rake in a lot of cash that way.
Yeah. Man, like I'm at the point where I don't even know. Like, I want, in terms of games that are coming out, Dragon Age 4 is way up there for me. At this point, if it came out like next week, I wouldn't buy it. I just don't want to support EA like at all. Like I'm putting my money up to it. Like I just don't want to support them. Anthem is such a bad game.
I mean, that's a
Yeah. Like I just feel like I can't give them money and still, live with myself at this point.
I wonder if there will be a battle pass for this.
Is there a seasons pass for?
No.
Then maybe I could see them.
Yeah,
I could see them maybe doing a battle pass.
I see this dying on the vine, and they're looking forward to the next Battlefield game.
Yeah, and I just wonder that too, because there's just not really any chatter about Battlefield 5. I think there will be a boost in the players trying this out, but how long do they stick around when there's other games out there that they might have already invested time into? I don't know.
Shit, they'll just do the same thing they did with Apex Legends and pay a bunch of streamers to play their game.
Yeah, or tweet about it,
They paid
apparently.
Ninja $1 million.
Yeah.
I mean, if a smart thing to do, which is what EA won't do, is to make this mode free. Like take like a Fortnite sort of thing, where the main game you buy it, but this mode's free. Have a battle pass,
Spin it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Honestly, Call of Activision would be smart to do that with Blackout as well.
Dude, how many people would play this or Blackout if it was free?
Yeah.
Like,
And then go.
I think
how this plays. I want
Yeah.
to buy into the multiplayer, the campaign, or whatever. I don't know.
that was like one of the biggest things behind it. I would not have paid to play Apex. I would not probably never played it if it wasn't free. I could just download it,
Mhm. And then Apex, they just got their battle pass. $10 if you want it. 100 tiers of stuff. Apparently, some of that stuff isn't the greatest though, but it is
I
what
don't
it
know
is.
about the customization in that game. Like weapon skins and stuff like that. Like it's not
None of it feels.
like Overwatch to me is the game for that, because it's like when you have a skin, it's changing the whole character, and it's kind of like there's more to it. But in a game like that, where it's just there's so much on screen, I feel like the characters don't stand out as much. It's like I want a skin that's more red or whatever.
Yeah.
And like,
They decided the new hero to
yeah,
like this
yeah.
past
Are you serious?
Yeah,
yeah.
Baptiste.
Baptiste.
That
It's
says something about Overwatch. I didn't even hear that.
yeah, it's like a new it's like a Soldier 76 if he was a healer.
Okay.
Apparently he's pretty
Cool.
Pretty cool. He's got like
Might be up my alley.
he's got like a immortality field. You throw it up and then you don't take any damage.
It's a drone that
Ooh.
but it can get shot down
Yeah.
too. So there's a counter.
But
Interesting.
it's cool shit.
Might have to check that out.
It's been
Because
over a
Soldier
year since I
76.
played.
Oh.
Fallout 76.
Best
Hey,
game of all time.
they just released an update the other week.
Yeah, no one should care. I mean,
Hey, I play that game.
really?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
come
do.
on, man.
Out of
Why?
morbid curiosity to see
Oh,
what
okay.
they're actually doing with
What do you enjoy more, Fallout 76 or Anthem?
it. Fuck, man. You're putting me in a spot. I don't like the spot you're putting me in.
Which one do you like more? And also, which one do you hate less? This could be two different things.
I think Anthem is a better game as games play, but Fallout is just more. There's just actually stuff to do in Fallout.
He's a very good point.
Like there's actually stuff to keep me busy in Fallout, whereas in Anthem, after I beat like the main story, I had no draw to actually go back and clean up the side quests, because the codex, the world in Anthem is interesting, but they don't play into it nearly enough.
Yeah, I agree completely.
But yeah.
Oh yeah. When you borrowing that game from somebody, and
I traded some things for it.
Oh.
So technically I bought it when they were going to trade it in. I haven't been going back to that game in sometime. I think I played maybe 5-6 hours into it.
I think it's fun to. I think like the
Yeah.
actual moment to moment playing stuff is fun, but none of it.
It's not a
like,
game.
The,
almost. There's no game to it.
like there's no reason to be doing what you're doing because the loot
Yeah.
doesn't fucking matter because it's the same goddamn guns over and
Yeah.
over again, just with different numbers.
Yeah.
There's nothing interesting about the weapons
Ooh, sounds like the
themselves.
Division 1. It's very much what that
If
sounds
only
like.
we got what was at E3 2017, that would have been kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. Division 2, I've played 5 hours of the Division 2.
What's this?
And I'm really enjoying myself playing that game. Like, it's not perfect. The loot, you do get good loot, and you see yourself improving your character a lot in it. But there is only so much excitement you can get about getting a AK-47.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's cool. But it's not as exciting as getting the fucking an exotic in Destiny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that is the aspect of that. But I do feel like I'm getting like good stuff, and my character's getting better, my skills are improving, and all that stuff. And the game has a good loop to it. The story is fucking stupid. It's awful, and I'm skipping every fucking cutscene. And I don't care about anything that's happening. And the world is kind of. I wish it felt a little bit more alive than it does. I mean, there's reasons why it doesn't, I guess, story-wise, but I mean, it's cool. It has a good loop to it. It has a good loop to it, almost like in a way of Odyssey. I played, when you play Assassin's Creed Odyssey, it's like there's that quest and that quest and that story quest and that question mark over there, and I can go get that point over here. It's kind of the same thing. It's like there's a story mission, there's this shade tech I can go find, there's a side mission here. Side mission's way better in this game. They're actual things. Like in the first game, I felt like they were really
everyone was go turn on this
awful.
thing and then run over and turn on this thing and then you beat it.
Like in this game, I've done a few side missions, and the side missions nearly take me as long as the actual story missions. I think that stuff's cool. It's fucking hard though, by yourself. There's also like control points around the map. Which,
I remember those from the beta. Those are pretty fun.
Yeah, but they're fucking hard by yourself. Because I go in there and I'll take a bunch of dudes out, and they'll be like, the enemy leader has come out or whatever. And I was hiding behind this like fucking box, just picking dudes off, and then there was 10 guys running at me. And they all flanked me. Yeah. It's crazy.
I was thinking about getting that. So eventually, probably in the next week or so. So you have something to play with.
Yeah.
That's it. That is kind of the double-edged sword of the game. The fact that it's like based in reality.
Yeah.
Because like on one hand, it's I think it's good that you, not that all of it's bad, but I like that you have a game where you don't have to deal with like the mumbo jumbo of word of the day, by the way, of like Anthem, where you have to go around and look at things to see like, oh, this is the Anthem creation, this is what ciphers are, this is this word and that word, and like sci-fi fantasy terminology that it's like I have to figure out this world. I like that you can just play it, but at the same time it's like there's not enough imagination, I think, a little bit.
I think that's everything. When they have a game that they have no imagination for, they slap Tom Clancy's name on it.
Yeah,
and people think it might be interesting.
I just started playing Ghost War and Ghost Recon Wildlands. I played that a little bit last night. I played about 10 matches. I like it. I found this one dude from Las Vegas who had a mic. Really cool guy. Like, we played like 10 matches together. We just had a lot of fun. He was just a really cool dude. And there was this other guy that we play with every match. He's like, all right, guys, I think I'm going to go up the right side. And me and the other guy were just like, oh, really? The right side this time? Oh, wow. And then the next match, he'd be like, all right, guys. Every beginning of every fucking match, he's like, all right, guys, I think I'm going to go to the right side. They're like, oh, you think? Mm-hmm. Every match. This one, I think I'm going to go up the right side. And it's funny, the guy I was playing with, he was just like, no shit, dude. You go up the right side every time, and then you die, and we're elsewhere.
That's hilarious.
He's like, yeah, guys, I think I'm going to go. I think he was high or something.
Yeah.
He's like, I think I'm going to go up the right side this time. And he would just go and, like, hug the border. And then we would, like, run in. And, like, within a minute, you would see like he would die. He'd be like, "Oh fuck, I'm getting shot." Every fucking time. It was kind of funny, actually. But we were still winning. Like, I don't know. It's one of those games that I just happen to be really good at. It's one of those weird Star Wars Battlefront 1 sort of things where I'm just insanely good at it. Not that I'm bragging or anything. I end up being good at the game. And, yeah. So we were winning a lot. It was just funny. I think I'm going to go up the right side.
That's hilarious.
Guys, I think
Shout
I'm
out
going to
to
go up
that
the right
guy.
side. I'm going to go up the left side.
No, you never said the left. Every time. It's like, I think I'm going to go up the right side this time. It's like, compared to like what other time?
I think I'm just going to stay where I am. I'm not going to move.
I'm actually going to go backwards.
The one time he died because he went like outside of the border in the game, and he died because it's like, oh, return to the playable area, and he died that way. He's like, oh guys, I went outside the border.
Which side of the border?
The right side.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So, the north.
Yeah.
Can't go to the south side.
Yeah, they changed up a number of things in that game. Like they added a compass. Like the menu's a little bit different. It's a little slicker and everything.
I don't think I've played that game since that Predator event happened.
Oh yeah.
I think it was the last time I played that game.
Mm-hmm.
That's almost a year ago? That's got to be close to a year ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was before the Predator movie came out.
Yeah, I think it was before. It was before God of War. So yeah,
so
probably
it
by
was
this point.
Maybe
Probably
a little
like,
over a year.
probably like January of last year, something like that.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about a few music things. Then we will skeet daddle all over your face.
Skeet.
Alrighty, Slayer to embark on their final U.S. tour this fall.
With Primus, right?
Yeah, apparently Primus, but then there's also rumors that it's like Testament, and Anthrax, and Exodus, and Overkill, and I'm like, I don't know. I can see some of these bands happening, but with Primus, that's weird. And apparently the guy from Primus is saying that he's doing the fucking tour, so I would believe that.
Yeah, that's
Weird
Metallica
combo.
to open.
weird combo. I mean, if this one gets confirmed, do I hold off on the other one and go to this one, or do I go to both?
Go to both.
Vote in the comments.
You can probably. I'm going to go to the one in May because I can go for cheap lawn tickets.
Fair
What I
point.
mean? And who knows if this is coming around. I imagine that this being the final U.S. tour, though, they will probably come around to all the real big cities.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't know who knows on the lineup. Also, the lineup for the summer tour is fucking awesome. Fucking Montmartre.
Yeah, I
Probably
want to see that.
playing stuff from their new album.
Yeah.
By then,
Berserker.
hopefully.
Speaking of their new album, yeah, Montmartre Berserker comes out May 3rd. If you guys heard their new song,
Yeah, it's pretty good.
fucking
good.
awesome.
The music video is a little weird, but the
Yeah.
song is pretty good.
Yeah, my favorite part of the song is after the first chorus, they just get back to the heaviness. Oh, it's so good, so heavy. I like that song. Well, the thing I like about the song the most is it just does not lack energy at all. It just goes to town. But I'm looking forward to a new album from Amon Amarth. I'm also looking forward to a new album from Death Angel, Humanicide, May 31st.
Ooh.
They put out the title track. It's fucking lit, as the kids say.
Some kids say, yeet.
Yes. Also, Yeet, if you're fucking into some good death metal and some bad death metal. Deicide, Origin, Jungle Rot, and The Absence are touring together if you want to go see that. I would maybe see The Absence. I would definitely see Jungle Rot. I would take an extremely long shit during Origins and then maybe watch Deicide. Yeah. Yeah.
The biggest map I've ever had.
Yeah. Lamb of God's going to record a new album this spring. That's cool. Throwback to the old days. Talk about not really... Talk about putting together... And sometimes these tours are awesome. But I don't know. I feel like for bands like this, it might not be the best in 2019 to do this sort of thing. Chelsea Grin,
Uh-oh.
Slaughter to
Sorry, off to a
Prevail.
bad start. Who's
Yeah.
the second band?
Slaughter to Prevail.
Never heard of him.
Enterprise Earth,
Never
Traitors,
heard of
and Body Snatcher. They're all deathcore bands.
Body
And I'm like,
Snatcher.
okay. Like, cool, but that's a lot of slow
That's Jared
breakdowns.
Fogel's band.
God.
Jesus Christ. Oh, it just hit me. Okay, moving on.
Bravo, sir. Bravo.
Yeah, he got out of prison. He's with Tim Lambesis.
Yeah.
And started a band.
Got body snatcher.
Houston, we have a problem. MySpace has lost every song uploaded between 2003 and 2015.
Yeah.
Ooh. Wow.
Which I didn't know they...
MySpace is like music now.
Yeah, I didn't know how
I
didn't know they still had anything.
Me either. I knew they transitioned to music, but I didn't know people, I guess, are using it enough. Kind of bizarre, but they said that they had some server migration, and so anything you lost in that period, or anything you uploaded in that period, is gone. R.I.P. Fucking guys, remember MySpace?
I do.
Yeah.
Those are the
Remember
days,
like the
dude.
thing.
Remember the politics of your top friends list?
Yeah,
Oh,
remember?
man.
Remember, like, I think the thing was, instead of just, like, updating, like, the MySpace account, like, a lot of people were just like, I'll just make a new one. And people had, like, four of them.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember you could like really customize your page.
Yeah, I remember just being real dumb and just getting, like, a background that was just, like, a bunch of, like, blocks and, like, pot leaves. I'm like, yeah.
I remember making like themes or whatever they would be called, themes, backgrounds and stuff for different people. Because I found out how to do that.
Mm.
Yeah.
And then you just autoplay like shitty music on your page.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
People have to find the music player somewhere on your page.
Yeah, and then
I think it was usually at the top, but I think you could customize that. I don't know.
used to send messages to underage boys. What?
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 You were underage
Underage.
at that time.
Under
so-
my age. Even.
Oh,
Just-
I logged
none
on.
of that's true.
I logged on.
For the record, none of that's true.
I logged on to MySpace like 6 months ago because I just wanted to look at some of those old
The
pictures that
message
are on
from
there, which
underage
are really
boys?
dumb of me, and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
God. Okay. Slipknot has parted ways with their percussionist Chris Fane.
He's
I
a
guess?
clown, right?
Yes.
Chris Pine?
Yeah.
Chris Pratt. I named my rival in Let's Go Pikachu. I named him Chris Pratt. I don't know why. I just like I started playing
Was
I
it
started
after last?
No, this was way back when I got it, and I just started playing it like last week at some point. And I turned it on, and there was like a rival back. I'm like, oh yeah, I named him Chris Pratt.
That's hilarious. Yeah, there's kind of some beef with this. So, this is what Slipknot said.
Beef, chicken, we have it all at Arby's.
Yeah.
Subscribe
They
to Arby's.
Slipknot said Chris knows why he's no longer part of Slipknot. We are disappointed that he chose to point fingers and manufacture claims rather than doing what is necessary to continue being part of Slipknot. We would have preferred to he not take the path that he has, but evolution in all things is necessary in part of life. So Chris is suing Slipknot.
Yeah.
Basically, I guess, for just monetary. Like,
Yeah, they
he
said
felt
that
he wasn't getting paid.
Yeah. Which I don't know why he would still be in the band. I don't know how this is like a story. If you're suing the band, why would they not kick you out? Like, why would you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm suing the band, but also I'm staying in the band. We're still gonna have a good time. Like, of course you're gonna be kicked out of
See you on tour. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, of course you're gonna be out of the.
See you on
fucking
tour.
band.
Don't come within 10 feet of me.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'll be arrested on spot.
Yeah.
Wow, look, our calendar has tour dates and court dates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tort dates.
Fuck off. That's a different thing.
Speaking of their new album, though, they haven't put a title to it yet, but it comes out August 9th.
That's
cool.
It's called
Kinda-
Fuck Chris Pratt or
Yeah.
Chris Fenn or whatever his name is. Fuck Chris Pratt. That's
One of the OG death metal bands, Possessed, are putting out their first album in over 30 years. It's called Revelations of Oblivion. Comes out May 10th.
Ooh.
Put
That
out a new
sounds
song.
dark.
It's pretty cool. But Possessed, they put out, very influential for the extreme metal side. Abath, I guess, whatever you want to
Abath?
call them. Yeah.
ABBA?
Is releasing Outsider July 5th. Basically, he was the singer for Immortal for a long time, and then they left, or they parted ways. Big beef. Instead of creating another band called Immortal, he created a band under his own name, but it sounds exactly like Immortal. But then Immortal went back to their roots, homie. I guess just 3 more things quick. Baroness has a new album coming out. June 14th, they will put out Golden Grey.
I was going to ask, is this one named after a color?
It is. Yeah, no, they put out a song called Borderlines, which is pretty cool. It's been a long time since we got some Baroness music. August Burns Red, Silverstein, Silent Planet are touring. This is a 10th anniversary tour for Constellations for August Burns Red. So that's very exciting.
Silent Planet's a little cool. They're
I haven't listened to them.
I have through osmosis because the one dude who used to be at the radio station,
Osmosis
Silent Planets.
Jones.
Yeah, it's like it's like his favorite band. Like he loves Silent Planets, and I'm like yeah, I think they're pretty cool. They're pretty alright. Not necessarily my cup of tea, but they're alright.
What if Chris Rock and Chris Pratt squared off? You just nod, just like, yeah, what if they did?
Yeah, well, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Last thing, this is an interesting thing, I guess. There's been a study that death metal, and it's been found that death metal music inspires joy and not violence.
Yeah.
According to this study.
To some people, who are they studying?
According to the BBC, the study was
Big black cock.
conducted within the music lab of the Australian university Macquarie University. Researchers used psychological
Macquarie.
tests called the binocular rivalry, which is, I feel like that should be a fucking band name. In this instance, comparing emotional reactions to Eaton, an explicit track by by Swedish death metal band Bloodbath, with those inspired by the Pharrell Williams hit "Happy."
Where was this study done?
In
An Australian
Australia.
university.
I thought you said Austria.
No. The test featured 80 participants, 48 of whom were described as non-death metal fans. Lead researcher Yanan Sun said...
You're none, son.
said the experiment was designed to measure how much participants' brains noticed violent scenes and to compare how their sensitivity was affected by the musical accompaniment. Results suggested that fans of death metal are not desensitized to violence or violent imagery. Death metal fans are nice people. Professor Bill Thompson told the BBC they're not going out to hurt someone.
Wow.
I'm not saying this is fake, but I feel like this is all fake.
The dominant emotional response to this music is joy and empowerment. And I think that to listen to this music and transform it into an empowering, beautiful experience, that's an amazing thing.
That's the most like anti-death metal thing I've ever heard about death metal. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I mean, I think it just depends on what you're into. I don't know.
Like, I'm not saying I feel violent if I ever listen to death metal, but I don't feel like joy. I mean, I enjoy it, but I don't feel like joy.
If I put on the song Eaten by Bloodbath, it's a fucking great song. It's a hard-ass track. I'm going to get pumped up.
Are you
I'm
going to get
gonna
happy
be
listening to it? Yeah.
Probably.
I think that's what it is.
Because of the vibes it's giving me, because it's so heavy. If I listen to Pharrell Williams Happy, I am happy for the first minute, and then I'm like, this song is going on too long. You know what I mean?
That's so true.
That song is way too long, dude.
Yeah,
way
it doesn't
too
really
long.
go anywhere.
No. Like, it starts off really good, that first verse, you're feeling it, that first chorus, you're like, oh, fucking great. And then after it's just...
Happy in parentheses for 1 minute.
Yeah.
That's so true. That song does go on too long.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Oh.
Cool.
Yeah. Good stuff.
All right.
Thanks for watching or listening.
All right, yeah.
Yeah.